call the meeting of the Franklin Economic Development Commission for April 19th, 2024 to order. Please take the roll.
Alderman Mike Barber.
Here.
Steve Babowski is excused. Justin Lockridge.
Here.
Barbara Wessener.
Here.
And Timothy Walkner. We have a quorum.
Tim is excused.
Tim called it. Yeah. Excused. Yeah. He's excused. Yep.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Moving along through the agenda, item 2, are there any citizens' comment period? No citizens. I will close the citizens' comment period at 4:03. Approval of the minutes from the March 15th, 2023. I'll entertain a motion to approve or make corrections.
Okay, so moved.
Second.
Okay, there's been a motion to move, motion and a second to approve the minutes. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? No. No no's. Okay, moving along to item 4 of the agenda. Marketing material approval, A and B.
Okay. So the business parks promotional sheets are included in your packet and sent out in the email. And so our first one that we'll take a look at is the Franklin Corporate Park, which of course is located at the southeast corner of the city. And of course we have here for that Ascension Medical Center, and then Saputo Cheese is there, as well as HSA's spec building and the Vanguard spec building. We've got some representations of all those facilities, but we've taken the maps and given them some context and given us some basic data that gives everybody an idea of where the facility is located in the community and how far it is from important items like the airport in downtown.
Expression.
The second item that we have is the Loomis Business Park. And for the most part, that is filled, but it's always good to have the RISE facility noted. That's there, and we do have three available lots there. I have commercial uses there, so it's always good to have those there and to have everybody understand that those are included in Bid 6 to help us mark those last three facilities. And again, distances to important locations like downtown airports, really. And give you a look at the inside of the RISE facilities, just industrial or commercial condominium development.
Entertain a motion to accept and put on file. No questions or discussion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor of placing on file? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
So maybe something we should think about when we get through the web page updates. The last meeting we asked that sometime. Want to do that when we get the second part of it?
Well, let's go through it.
But then we would have A and B just going. Just wanted to remind you that that's what we did the last time. So, website updates. Not quite as exciting because we're looking at structure, and we can go through these, in our handouts, and I can pull stuff up on the internet so we can look at the website pages themselves, which you already have them, but we can also go to the website itself and go to our business and other pages if we want to take a look at what's there now. But really what we've got here is structural and verbiage on our sheets that we are looking at doing. On the first page, if we take a look, what we currently have is some drop-down links, doing business with, and that's the structure, doing business with us and why choose Franklin, and industrial parks and resources and ballpark commons. And there are some other pages that we would like the new page to link to, and there are links there now to it, but we want to have it a little smoother, and you'll see that in just a second here. But the TIF district page, that actually is a link to the finance page, finance offices page. The development process page, actually, the link that we go to there is the planning page, and same thing for the permit applications page. Economic development, of course, is my department's page. Economic Development Commission comes from the boards and commissions, using links, not reinventing any wheels. And so what the desire is to change the structure a little bit, and I am going to harped on this and did get it changed in our flyers about why choose Franklin. I prefer to have it just say choose Franklin, so that way it doesn't sound like a question. Because if we're asking everybody we don't know, then why should they have any confidence in it? Why choose Franklin? Well,
I like that.
don't you know? Well, yes, we know. So just choose it. is the message.
And that's going to change.
Yeah, I'm going to change, and we can actually change these things ourselves. Because I'll be working with Lisa to drop this stuff in, but she can make edits on it. And so let's do it that way. And then, so that's the new home page. That's what will pop up first. And I guess not really. There's a Why Choose Franklin page. Won't necessarily look the same. But this will all be changed. This will be some different explanation. And anyways,
Would that be appropriate, or if it's not, for the Tourism Commission page? There's a link to get in there somewhere if they wanted to see what.
Why choose Franklin? Maybe some other pages that we could. I mean, we could put it on. We could put it in this front. In that menu, not under necessarily why choose Franklin, but
it's just to me that I haven't seen their page.
Yeah,
but maybe there's something that the business might be interested in having that information.
I would put it right here, I guess.
Oh, okay.
I think I'd put a Tourism Commission, and that would be Engage Franklin.
Yeah. Okay. That would be, something liking to see.
Now, I can't tell you when that page is going to get launched. We did have a discussion on it Wednesday, but there wasn't any date given as to when that would be available. There's going to be a beta site. So that's kind of why. But no, that's a good point. I'm glad you brought it up.
And those links can really be, there can be numerous links to the Engage Franklin page. You don't have to just have
Yeah, you
one.
can put. Yeah, you can.
They can be
sprinkle them-
anywhere.
Yeah, you can sprinkle them around through the whole thing. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and I prefer to have that than have it in one spot that people got.
Right.
If it's related somehow, duplicate. So then there's a drop down. Choose Franklin is one of the drop downs, and then there's a doing business with us drop down, and that includes the business resources, which we go to the current page where you have resources here. So let's just link, some of the resources that we have in here and put them into here. So that's the idea there. For these drop down links, probably better for us just to, it takes us to doing business. And like I say, there will be edits in the verb.
Why would we have business and industrial parks twice? Is that intentional? Is that there as well?
Okay.
You have it up on the first group.
Okay, up in the first group is the current site. This is that, and good point. And since I've been reading this, I've gotten used to it. Current state is what you want to pay attention to. That's current state. Though that list up top, that is what currently exists. That's what currently exists. And then the suggested changes where we're at now is what we want to do.
Oh,
So the suggested changes, this is the map, if you will. This is the map that we take us where we are. So in the document that we have, the links have been put in live in that draft. So it shows it where we'll end up going. Even though it won't look the same, that's the navigation, that's the road map.
I'd like a different title. How we can help you.
I think what they're trying to do here is tell you what we're like in this.
We can help you with business resources, process, application.
Yeah, the drop down menus. I think in business resources, that's probably a better title for business resources. But we can help you. Because these right here, it's if you take a look, it's got like has the hospitals, but it has some bragging points. Home to Mutual Life Insurance, which won't be there anymore. So we got to update that. And then Money Magazine, we'll take the dates off of that, and I don't think we'll have that link there anymore. But it'll say that we're ranked. We've been ranked in the 100 best places to live. But you see what I'm saying? Some of these things, the tax increment finance district stuff, yeah, that's beneficial. It'll have its own page, but some of it, again, now we get into sources there, and local schools, golf courses, attractions for sure, not necessarily a benefit business, but it tries to give the landscape. So I would say business resources. That definitely idea to make that a subtitle, businesses resources hyphen how we can help you.
Is there a reference anywhere in there to the educational system? Anyone who's going to be relocating here would be looking at that.
Yes. Take a look. Let's see, 3 or 4 pages down here.
Okay. Just as long as it's in there somewhere.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, under the workforce,
Yeah.
heading to colleges and universities.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Good.
We'll have a list of the universities, and then there should be in here somewhere. Well,
Quality of life.
let's go to business resources. Oh, you got to be a better shot than I am, I guess.
You've been drinking again.
I know.
It's Friday afternoon after.
Friday, it's
So-
allowed on Friday.
Here's business resources, and it shows a lot of different items, the guide, and then there's a map, property viewer, and ordinances are here, municipal code, but you go further down, and then here's local school, colleges and universities, all that stuff. This is all gonna, this little list here, I think is gonna stay the same. Yeah, it will stay the same, because it's well done. We can change some stuff. That's there, and then you'll see a link later on. Has all the schools listed, and they're live. Links to
Is there any thought about listing some of our more prominent daycare? That's service to everybody. I don't know. Maybe
List it
maybe
somewhere.
pushing it too far.
Could list it somewhere. I have to just pull it together and find them. I think we
Daycares?
yeah. Business, somewhere's in there in business resources. You
There's
find
a lot of young people coming here to start jobs. But they aren't the ones looking at the employer might like that.
And one thing to remember here,
Yeah.
you know, this has been prepared and organized, so we can take it to Lisa, start dropping stuff in. And so she can copy and paste this stuff and drop it in. And that's gonna take time, because there's nobody busier than Lisa in the city. So, we may have to, and we don't necessarily want to give an outside party access to the website. And so, we're gonna have to have her help doing it. And I'm sure she doesn't want me monkeying around in there.
Or me.
So,
Now, all of these updates can really be done kind of piecemeal. They don't all have to be done at one time before it drops.
exactly. So we need,
So,
so we need to take a look at it, and I'll look at it through a different lens of what impacts what that we can drop in. Obviously, the most complicated piece will be this doing business with us piece, because that, and you know what, I think I like your idea. Let's put how we can help you by doing business, not necessarily because maybe all those permit application development process can help them. I think you're so, yeah. And maybe if we're smart, we'll save that the later so we get a little more practice on doing some of the simpler contexts.
Don't let me touch it. I'd
Yeah.
wipe out the Franklin would no longer.
Yep.
What is this delete button?
Yeah. And it's the one that's connected to the trap door under your chair, pal.
John, don't pull the lever.
Told you not to touch that. So, anyways, so here's development processes. It basically goes through the application process and sitting down and meeting with the planning department and have a pre-application meeting. We may change some of that, but basically this gives everybody an idea of what they need to look at. Comprehensive master plan, the zoning maps, and the map itself for the master plan. So a lot of the things that they need to do technically in order are listed. And that'll be just another part of the drop-down page and everybody's favorite permit application. All the permits that you have to go through, which the development process will tell you, what you need to go to the plan department and they'll direct you to the engineer. So, for the administrative review, talks about the sections in the Unified Development Ordinance, but here's the application. And they're fillable and paramount.
do we have a date by which we would like to have this completed? Our goal, let's put it that way.
Not really. Our goal was because we didn't. Our goal was already to have it done, but because we were working to try to get somebody to tackle the RFP, it's been delayed. So I would say by the end of the year, because like I say, this Lisa's going to have to drop all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to make my wife a widow too soon
Yeah.
by asking her to do it sooner than that or have it all complete.
Mhm.
So, anyways, the economic development page and economic development commission pages, they're city department and city commission, and so we're just going to leave them where they are, but we just link to them,
Mhm.
and they're in a menu with all the other departments or all the other commissions, so that'll work. So this business page here, these things might better be announced on the front page of the website. Franklin Business Appreciation. I mean, obviously it gets dated, and then it's sitting here on this page, and the Economic Development Commission we're going to have a link to elsewhere. And then there's a business spotlight.
Oh,
There's Engage Franklin right there. And, maybe that has a more prominent location.
The world's longest sentence.
Pardon?
The first sentence under Engage Franklin,
Yep.
that has got to be the world's longest sentence.
Goes from here to there.
Right. Well, there are full-time tourism director to be housed in Rockland, South Philly, next to walking up the stadium, which is renamed Franklin Field. There's a lot of information.
Yeah. Engage Franklin.
Come on.
Yeah, I would have made that 2 cents.
How long is the contract for the Franklin Field?
10-year contract, so
I believe
it's
years
seven more years. It's
Yeah.
2030.
About the paragraph up above about the appreciation dinner, perhaps we could, instead of just saying this is what happened, but rather say congratulations to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a front page.
And make it more
Right.
current, rather than just announcing
Have it
something
here.
that
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah, rather than dragging. Yep.
Right. And then if we have a date for the next one, then
Yeah, and we should
add
have
that.
Should have a follow-up.
Appreciation and networking? Franklin Business Appreciation and Network. Something that would be out in business parks with consortium. Is that out there? Consortium?
I don't know. I'll have to take a look. It would be under business organization, but it should be
Or
something.
just, I like the idea of talking about that consortium. That's your networking.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah. Well, and I should get on news.
I could sit here and read a lot of work.
Well, I need to put it into the program first, but yeah. Yeah, I'll remember that though. So let's just tell her what Mike said. So,
I'm up in next April. It wouldn't pay to recall me. Just do it at a normal election.
Oh, you can come up with a lot of stuff for them a year. It might be worth it.
So, so some of the suggested changes, put all the business.
There was one I didn't understand. You're deleting the ballpark commons. We recommend deleting the following pages: business page and the ballpark commons. I don't, I'm just was wondering
Yes.
what the thought was.
Well, I think we mentioned it in other places,
Okay.
and it might be more appropriate for it to be on the tourism page. You know, Ballpark Commons
That's good.
has been completed.
I don't have a problem. I'm just was wondering what the thought was. Who's this John Rigetz?
I'm gonna be holding it for everything. So, yeah, it's basically, this is just almost like a footer that you would have in the website so that people have it handy so they can contact whoever it is they need to yell at or give suggestions to improve the website. Or to follow up and say, I want to bring my company. So, and then the related links. Now, we look at that. Keep in mind, these are where a lot of the links are located. In here and in here. So, you know, we'll try not to have duplications between them, so it just gives us more territory to cover. These will probably be more likely to link within the city, because this left-hand column here is many times where we are a lot of times find that permit process. I can find it here. A lot of times this site is city, a city menu. If you so that again, that'll be in one of those boxes. This will probably be in the left-hand box. Links in.
You mentioned, I don't think we need to go to council. They like the marketing meeting.
Yep.
From.
Okay.
That was well received. People like that. Pretty slick. So, no, we can work on this a little longer. Take it to the council.
Yeah, and I guess my thought was, I wasn't planning on going through it page by page. I was going to go to pages that people actually had suggestions on from their review. So I guess I can just go from page to page here. But does anybody have any suggestions from what they looked at previously? Okay.
It all seems to follow.
Right.
It's not a vote.
Mm-hmm. So, and this verbiage here, in here is going to be the new verbiage, what it's going to read like. And you know,
It'll look good with pictures. Very good.
Yeah, I think just
Right.
looking at this,
right, what you see in the, when you see links, that's one thing, but a lot of this you see is in the middle of it and in business with us, like right here. That's what the text will tell you what you're reading. And so hopefully we've reduced the text that's there, and then the links will flow better, I hope, so that people don't end up bouncing in between resources, business, and visitors, schools. Here, well,
Visitors usually aren't interested in schools.
No, no.
You know, somebody that's moving here might be looking at it there, but again,
Yeah, that stuff I think is more appropriate for the Engage site.
Mhm.
yeah, and that's that's probably where we should put engaged. But the thing is Mike's point. It's always good to salt all the pages with your best attribute, so that people don't have to travel around.
Mhm.
That's, if they get lost, they can always go back to the main page and start again.
Mhm.
And it's a link. So
Might be a little too early to put the Muslim Center in.
probably.
Until that gets further along.
What is it that they'll be using that Showtime for?
There could be a number of schools, classrooms,
Okay.
meeting places, church
Okay,
services. So a lot of our new apartments will probably be sold
Mhm.
if that becomes a center that they're
Mhm.
anticipating.
So it's going to be kind of duplicating many of the services they already have at the
I think so.
Islamic Center?
I think so.
Okay.
And they've got room to grow and expand.
Mhm.
Sure.
So, anyways,
Then we'd have to set up an international market.
So-
Get tourism.
we've got some of our basic links here. Business parks, Whitnall Park for visuals, the community video tours that are on the front page, and location map, the photo from the front, and gonna pop there. And
Yeah.
these are visuals.
I
So
would say as soon as all the visuals are in, that would reads a lot better looking at it than this does.
Mhm.
well, here's the thing. To do that, you need a beta site. You need to set up a beta site. And that's something that wasn't in the scope of the work.
That's
If
what
we were to do that, then talk with Lisa.
Mhm.
I think it's a good effort.
That might be the smart thing to do, is set up the beta site, and once it's set, essentially just switch the linkage.
Yeah, 'cause then we can go through the beta site, follow links, and see if it's going places
Yeah.
we don't think it should.
I'll see how.
That's beyond my brain to all that stuff.
Yeah. So let's see what we can do. So anyways, colleges, the next page, business resources, links back, the images, shot of the water tower. So everything should be in here at least once, and so I will take a look and see again where we have the ballpark commons, and then the Engage Franklin. Like I said, Engage Franklin will be listed anywhere. Have it, and Engage Franklin will have ballpark commons. I can touch base with. I guess we'll investigate that, and we'll get back to you on the beta page potential in the next meeting. Because I was thinking the same thing. Hard to visualize, so you've got everything there. So, anyways, we'll do that. So, did you want to send the sheet, the one-page sheets to the council? We just putting it, having them up.
I would say that we get a little
No, I meant the item A, materials.
Oh, that stuff, yeah, that would good. That would be the Franklin Park and the
Right.
Loomis
Loomis.
Business Park. That would be good.
And we could wait to approve that or send it to council at the next one. But so it all goes up. It may take. We'll get back to you. Okay.
I'd like to just make one suggestion under the business organizations. They list Aerotropolis, and I don't think they've used that term at all. It's the gateway to Milwaukee. Yeah, I think.
And I've mentioned it. And when they say the gateway to Milwaukee, I think they're talking in terms of website. Because I made the same thing. I said, "What the heck is Aerotropolis? And what does it mean?"
That was the original idea, I guess, and that developed into the gateway to Milwaukee. So, anyway, that was like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So that's a good point. I guess we can. And then now we can't find the page. So yeah. That's as good a reason as any not to do it anymore.
It's linking to the right domain, but then it goes to the Aerotropolis subdirectory.
Yeah.
And at some point, and probably not yet, but that bus rapid transit down 27th Street might, when that becomes a reality, we'll probably have to add that to the transportation section process.
Whatever for.
Yes.
Well, it will come down partway.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll get back to you on what we find out about having a beta.
Okay. Moving on to item 5. Thank you for the presentation. 2023 Business Appreciation Celebration Review.
Okay, well, I guess the best way to have done this is just go back to our agenda, putting the program together. I guess, yeah, it's as close as I can figure on what you felt about the event itself. So the hors d'oeuvres and the reception, we start with that. And so that's people a chance to get together. Any opinions on that? You know, the food.
Very unmemorable for me.
At the time, what's that?
It's very unmemorable.
You weren't there.
You didn't eat?
I wasn't there.
Oh, me too. So you don't have much of
I guess
an audience
not.
here.
So whatever I say goes, right?
Yeah, whatever. You got the floor.
Okay. Well,
I did get feedback from
oh.
the attendance, so they liked it very much.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it was a positive event, I think.
I hope everybody liked John Nelson.
Well, and, you know, think about this in terms of structure. We have the mayor welcome, and then we have a keynote address, and then
Are the dresses anywhere that we could? They're not recorded.
no,
Yeah.
no, not made that request, and I'm sure it's not that difficult to.
I mean, the introductions and the keynote, you know, the awards possible.
I mean,
that looks good on the YouTube page, if nothing else. I mean,
yeah, I mean,
and it can be used for marketing purposes.
you can always put a cell phone on a stand,
Yeah.
stable stand and have it.
I
Recorded.
I know, I'm looking at it, I'm thinking that people might want to know what, stuff like that. From Canada. Just a thought for the future. Have it posted out there, people tap into it.
And even the awards, some of the our business might use it in their marketing. I mean, I know JB Lawn Care is good in their marketing, in their social media campaign.
So,
So which of these got the awards? Large business? Innovative?
Vesta won, didn't they, in the large?
yes.
Vesta?
And Vesta.
Okay.
Was
So, yeah, it was a large
I mean, we
Large
knew
business
it
was-
going in, but I was just trying to highlight it.
Yeah.
Vesta. Small business was Sweet Basil.
That's right.
And innovation was Land by Label. And leadership was Rich Simon.
Okay.
So that context of having the Excellence in Business Awards and a keynote speaker and the mayor's introduction and his address.
That's always something.
Okay.
For future.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I'm sure the mayor will come and speak right now. Yes.
Yeah.
Right now.
I would
Yeah,
think so.
well, and that's, in order to do that, we got to make sure that we avoid that, and I'll check with the mayor before we schedule. We should schedule in June sometime,
Mhm.
not earlier. To make sure he's not going to the Wisconsin municipalities
I mean, this is.
that third week of October.
Oh,
We don't want to make this a photo opportunity for Steve.
Yeah.
Have a remote.
Right?
Anyway, and then maybe just the heading would have the location.
Okay.
and the,
This is the agenda. This is what we have at this is the notice.
and it probably wouldn't hurt to start thinking about the keynote speaker for next year.
Yeah.
At least think about it.
To do that for.
Mhm. Or at least the type of speaker we would like.
Okay, moving on, unless there's any further discussion of the business appreciation.
I think in a meeting or two, keynote speaker thing, then I'll get you the information on the health site, but more importantly, timing-wise, getting people to come up with nominations.
Yeah.
Decide the approach they're going to take on that. Having had a chance to look at records over various years, the commission went out and talked to nominees, interviewed them.
I was just, when I did know that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we need to decide
We
if
were
that's
there,
how
we
we're
were
going
there.
to do
I
that.
didn't do any, but I think that was done.
I think I like that, but one of the things I think we ran into when we were discussing was we kind of should have a set criteria of what each of these categories means, because that's where we kept going back and forth.
Right,
when we're
and
going
we'll,
through the nominations. And I think if we each sit down and talk with a few of them, we have the ability to brief the group as far as what the company is doing, what they contribute.
Mhm.
And maybe this is what the attendees get. They get this when they come, or is this
Yeah, I
just
think this was the program, wasn't
This
it?
was the program.
maybe do an actual program with a little blurb about each of the nominees, the winners, people.
A little info.
Yeah. Because some of these, like you would.
well, this is really an agenda.
No, I'm
But it
saying
gives you
if
more
we
on it.
did a program.
Well, one thing I would recommend is that we limit the nominees. I mean, to have so many, what was it, 7 or 8 nominees for small business. Why not just make it more special? I mean, if you're going to have so many nominees, it kind of diminishes its importance.
We could do that.
At least that would be the way in
And
which I
that
would
was
approach it.
one of the other things we were asked to provide the nominees in advance. Then we came to the meeting and we're nominating more from the floor.
I know, yes,
Got to be.
Well,
exactly.
We had to do that. Otherwise,
Because nobody
I
else
had
submitted them.
nominees, so.
Right.
So I'll get you the background information. Our decision-making process. The first part of it is decide the awards we're going to work with, and it seems like these are okay, but then define it, re-identify the number of nominees brought forward.
Mhm.
Vote on. And then, are we going to interview them?
But it almost would seem that if a nomination is being made, there should at least be a sentence or two about why they're being nominated. That would eliminate maybe the need for the interview.
And moving on to item 6, economic development update, a strategic plan contract.
So, contract was approved and we had to do an adjustment, reconcile the insurance levels between the contractor and what the city requires, had as a requirement of the contract. And then there was a clause that needed to be inserted to assure an anonymity of survey and interview. That was done, and contract is at the vendors, and she was out of town when I sent it to her. I think it was Wednesday. So we should be seeing that this week. So
The only comment was the dollar amount.
yeah, I was asked how much, and
Not that it was an issue, but that's
No.
only just
No.
to share what happens at council.
right, right, and really the discussion is, or at least the process, or the process is to right side the vendor, our community. That's usually less of a price than I mentioned other places. Green Bay spending $155,000 to do a strategic plan for their economic development corporation's regional group. That would be like M7.
Mhm.
And then $50,000 to renew it. Well, that's just overkill for us.
That's not us.
No, but there's a lot more communities like us than there is of 4 or 5 regional groups in the state. So there's more people knocking on their doors, and so you just have to work it a little harder to get somebody in. So that's why price is.
Okay, moving on to item B or 6B, the firm prospects.
So we could go into closed session. I could.
Okay, is there a motion to go to closed section?
I move that we enter closed session pursuant to Wisconsin statute subsection 1985 1E for market competition reasons. Deliberate and consider potential commercial, industrial, manufacturing developments, government action in relation thereto, and to re-enter open sessions in place thereafter. Act in such matters discussed therein as deemed appropriate.
Is there a second?
I will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We are now moving to closed session. We are now back in open session. Moving on to the next item, it's item 7, any invoices.
Don't have any right now. When we not at this point.
No invoices, let's move on to item 8, the next meeting date.
Third Friday in like 17th, economic development. Yep. Third Friday, 17th, May 17th. Work, sir.
That doesn't work for me. I'll be gone.
I will be in Chicago.
The 24th, possibly.
I have a conflict also that
On the 17th.
on the 17th. I could change it, but at least right now.
Probably. I mean, we could do the 24th.
That would work for me.
Now, that's the Friday before Memorial Day. Is that going to be an issue? It's not for me, but
No, not for me.
okay.
Try the 24th. I will check what everybody else has going on.
I'm going to be at Moulin.
In Paris or
Don't I wish?
It's on DVD, you can watch it whenever you like.
I was, one time I got to Paris in my life, didn't go there, and I regret it. Being Moulin Rouge, go and missed it. So second best is the Broadway.
okay, Broadway show.
Okay, no invoices. The next meeting date has been set. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Is there a second?
Oh, sorry, second. I got.
Okay, there has been a motion to adjourn. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Nobody. We are now adjourned.